Hi, this is Sean with TriState Waterworks, your prompt improvement sprinkler service company. Well, it's August, but pretty soon we're going to be winterizing sprinkler systems. And why do we winterize sprinkler system? It's to protect your investment. On a cold night, even in early autumn, I've seen it happen as early as 1st of November. We get a night where it dips down to 24, 23 degrees. You can freeze the exposed components of your irrigation system. So the first thing it would freeze would be the backflow. I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute, what a frozen backflow looks like. Secondly, further on in the winter, like in January and February, when the frost starts getting deeper into the ground, you're going to be breaking pipes, sprinkler heads can break, and valves. So it can get very, very costly if a system is allowed to go through the winter with water in it. You're going to be replacing a fair amount of the components of your system. So let's take a look at a backflow, what it looks like when it is frozen. So this backflow wasn't removed in time, and it was allowed to sit out here during a cold night with water in it, and it froze up and has warped out the lids that hold the check valves in place. Most of the times when a backflow has been frozen, it needs to be replaced. They're not really repairable. Sometimes you just get minor freeze damage and it can be fixed, but that's very rare. Usually when it freezes and you turn it on, you see water squirting out all over the place like this, you're going to need a new backflow. You had a situation, remember what we talked about in the previous video, go down in the basement and turn off the water, or occasionally you can shut the water off at the first check valve. But a lot of times when it's frozen, that won't do you any good. You need to go back to the source and turn off your water. So when should you have your system winterized? Well, here in Cincinnati, we like to start doing winterization somewhere around the 1st of October. And our goal, especially if you have an outside backflow, is to have them done by Thanksgiving. If your backflow is in the basement or in a protected area, it's possible you could go up to close to Christmas time. But most people's backflows are outside, so you need to have it done by November. When you're hiring a company, things you want to ask them about is, how much pressure do they put through the system, how much air? Because you want to use a large volume of air, but you want to be very low pressure. And if someone rents a compressor from a rental store, usually their pressure is set at about 100 psi. And if you hook up that compressor to your system at 100 psi, you're going to be damaging your components and breaking your system. So hire a professional, get it done right, and you'll have many, many useful years of your irrigation system.